Hello and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 36 press conference stream with me, Holly Shand. I can't actually believe that there's only 2 more weeks of this until the summer break. I've got my new machine. I know some of you joined me for a little trial stream yesterday, so fingers crossed everything's working well today. If it is, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel as well. We've already made a better start than the trial stream, so we absolutely needed that one. We've got 10 Premier League press conferences coming up over the next hour or so, starting off with Pep Guardiola with Manchester City news in the next few minutes. Then we're going to hear from Bournemouth, Wolves, Arsenal. I feel like we've got Brighton in there twice. I think it should have said Brighton, Brentford. So we're going to have to change that because that's just going to annoy me. And then Chelsea, which is at 1:30 as well, it is supposedly embargoed quotes from post-match yesterday. So potentially nothing too useful coming up on that one. As always, these press conference times are subject to change as well. We're also going to hear from Palace, Fulham and West Ham. We heard yesterday from Forest, Luton, Burnley, Manchester United and Everton. Aston Villa's the only outstanding one. Obviously, they were at home yesterday, so maybe Emery will turn up at some point. We don't know. But that is the agenda for the stream today, and I will be back again later for the deadline stream at 5 o'clock, so in 4.5 hours time. So a busy day for streaming, but it's good to be here. There was a few of you in here early, which is nice to see, so make sure you're coming and saying hello in the live chat. In fact, I'll probably hop across there now actually, and you can see, I'll put my team on screen of how I got on for the conclusion of game week 35. It was a red arrow. The -12 didn't help, I'll be honest. 64 points. No Newcastle was probably the thing that killed me. Barkley also subbed in for Foden. Could have gone Gordon. Didn't. In hindsight, that was the right move. It was annoying that Petrovic got the clean sheet. Vicario didn't. Obviously, no Gusto as well. But there we go. Already made my transfer for this week. Think I'm settled on captaincy as well. Even though I'm chasing, maybe I go with Foden or De Bruyne. I don't think I'm going to go Palmer. It's been a congested schedule for Chelsea, and obviously he kind of wasn't quite at it in the last game. Let me come and say hello to the live chat, though. There was quite a few in early. Dedication, guys. Thank you. Bonkers LFC was in early. FPL Chicken was in. VJ said hi everyone from a foggy York, which confused me because normally he's in a sunny Watford. So I don't know what's gone on there, VJ. Let me know what. How can we be somewhere different today? Have I missed anyone? Jagan is in FPL Chicken. Light Rays, Ashley, Bilal, Chantel, Andrew, Alan, Peter, Monkey, Mike, David, Alareza, who is a channel member, good to see you, JB and Finn. So if you are in, make sure that you're hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel as well. I know I am a little bit earlier than I sometimes am in some weeks, but that's because I want to cover Pep's presser, which is coming up around about now. So we're going to swap over to the tweet deck. I bet you it'll be today that he decides that he's going to be late. Yeah, it does say Man City have posted Pep's presser is now the Palace press conference, of course, at 1:30. Phil Foden, Football Writers Association Award, Player of the Year. Well deserved from him. It's been a long time coming, this big breakout season. He's not quite in the 200 club in FPL, but I'm sure he will be. He's only started 1 in 4, which seems absolutely ridiculous. But when he starts, he brace against Brighton, hat-trick against Villa. So he's got 5 goals in 3 starts since the international break. 4 fixtures remaining as well. So he's on 199 points, 16 goals, 7 assists. Not quite hitting his best assist tally of 8 assists in 2020-21, but, you know, minutes is everything. You look, he's played 2,500 minutes this season. To be fair, I think he would have played more minutes last season, but he did have a few little issues. So let's see what Pep's got to say, because I'm sure in the chat there's going to be some Edison owners. We've seen Edison in training, but it seems to be mixed reports of whether he'll be ready to play Wolves or not. So we'll have to see. FPL Harry is in. Friday lunchtime sausage sandwich. Lock it in. Gotta be fueling yourself, Harry, ready for the deadline stream later. While we're waiting for this first presser then, I am going to go through some questions. First question from Bilal. VVD out for Vardiol. Yeah, Klopp. Did he rule? I don't think he ruled out Van Dijk, but he said that he's got an issue. I can't have lost it already. Concerns over the fitness of Van Dijk, and Klopp will make a late call on the skipper. I think that's an easy move, to be fair, for Vardiol, if it's for free. Andrew Barton, Van Heck injured, no funds left, so cannot find a doubler. Would you consider a Palace defender? Is this to get 15 out on a bench boost for next week? If you don't need him for this week, I would just roll. Because next week, say if you've got 2 frees next week, someone else might get injured and, you know, you might be in a situation where you need to bring another player in anyway. Alan said Foden looking cute. Yeah, big thank you to Mark, for my editor, for killing it with another thumbnail this week. While we're waiting for Guardiola to give us some injury updates, then let's get this stream over the 100 like barrier. Peter says, good evening, Holly. I'm on a wild card, Gusto to burn, and do I keep Dubravka and Porro? Have 2.3 million in the bank. I don't know if I'd keep Dubravka. What did Eddie Howe have to say this morning? Again, I can't seem to see it now. I think Pope was back in. Not back in, potentially back in the squad. I swear I got this bookmarked. Yeah, here we go. Maybe I didn't. Miguel Almiron, Joe Linton and Nick Pope are closing in on a return. This is their first step back into first team training. Gives us a big lift. So I think Pope will be on the bench this week. And then he could potentially start one of the games in 37. You don't know. I think Dubravka is a risk to play both now in double game week 37. Edison in contention to start tomorrow. Foden and Diaz are back from illness. Wow. Have we got exact words from Pep here? I'm saying this on Foden. Pep on Foden. Always you can improve until you retire, until you die. Right, so that Edison is in contention. I don't know if I can find an exact quote. That's what I was looking for. It should be seamless, me updating the graphic today. Yeah, in theory. So Edison could return. And Foden and Diaz are back from illness. I say seamless. It's not going to be seamless because I need to change my font size. But we're getting there. Better than normal. We're improving. Hang on. I think that's good news for Edison owners because obviously, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's any harm in starting him, to be fair, for this one. And then you know that he's probably going to be a lock then for the double in 37. So I think that's as good an update as we could have hoped for there. I say we, as if I am an Edison owner when in fact I'm not, but you get my point. Right, hopefully the graphics updated. We're doing well. Edison, Foden are good. All the players are available for tomorrow. The title race depends on us. Nobody knows how this will play out. Yeah, so that's pretty positive as a quote. Right, shall we have a look then at all the injury news that we've got so far? I'll give the bookmarks a refresh. Just chucking it down here. I know. Oh, VJ says he's moved back to Yorkshire. So you was in Watford for a bit and you back to Yorkshire. Tell me more of the story, VJ. Maybe just before I do this, I ought to answer some member questions as well. Ali Razor says, is it a good idea to sell Solanke to Isak? Already have Haaland and Jackson, and should I keep Salah? I'm not convinced on Isaac. Away game, all his goals recently have come at home, and Wilson as well could compete for minutes. So I think the priority should be to sell Salah. And if you've not got 3 City players, I would buy a De Bruyne or a Foden. If not, a Gordon, if you've not got him, Fernandes. I know Fernandes is a doubt. We'll cover that in a moment, but I still think it's a good pick. Scott, also another member question. Remember, these get prioritised. I'm trying to decide on Solanke or Nunes to start. Does Darwin start against Spurs is the question. I don't think so. Let's have a look at Ben Dinnery's predicted lineups. See if that gives us any clarity. Go down to Liverpool. He has predicted him to start. Maybe he does still trust him more than Gakpo. But Solanke starts and he's on pens. Let's have a look at the predicted points for forwards for this week. So, we're having to scroll away. Solanke 4.3 predicted points, Darwin 3.4. Yeah. Hope that helps. That's me caught up with member questions then. So let's have a look at these bookmarks. So, quote from Pep. Edison and Foden are good. All the players are available for tomorrow. Diaz back from illness as well. Almiron, Jane Linton and Pope closing in on a return for Newcastle. Adebayo could make the 11 for Luton. Awini, late fitness test for Forest. Bowley and Murillo are okay. McAtee is back for Sheffield United. Kieran Trippier hasn't trained with the group. He's been away training by himself. We anticipate he'll be back to train next week. He could be involved before the end of the season. It's expected that Emil Kraft will line up alongside Dan Burn in the centre-back position. We're lighter than we'd like to be. Share out with a hamstring problem. We won't see him again before the end of the season. Klopp, when asked on the Salah falling out, says completely resolved, no problem. Sunday is too soon for Jota. Bradley is in contention. Fitness concerns of Van Dijk. Hasn't trained. Evans and Martial back in training for Manchester United. Scott McTominay has got a chance of being back. Rashford is unavailable. Kalesho in a good place with Burnley. No change at Luton, 8 players still at risk. Fernandez a doubt for Monday. Now, I think he'd broken his hand. Because there wasn't any specific... I don't know whether he's flagged with anything specific on the Premier League website. Yeah, just a knock. I think it's the hand injury that's the problem. But we had an issue with Fernandez, who is a doubt for Monday. Never rule him out of any game. He's given his best to be available. So I don't think Fernandez owners need to worry too much. So that's a summary of everything we've had so far. I'm just going to see if Pep said anything else useful. Haaland fits to start for City against Wolves this weekend, says Pep. Reassuring. I think we're good then. Ivo says Bruno played with a broken hand last week. Yeah, I know he did. I'm not disputing that. But say if it's got worse having played, that could be the issue, because nothing specific has been said. So I'm just speculating, but I imagine it could be to do with his hand. Now, I'll put my team back up then, because I think we might have a little bit of break in the pressers and do a few more questions. Ashley says, tempted to go triple Man City with Foden, Haaland and swapping Bruno for De Bruyne. A wise move in your eyes or not? No chips left, 1 free transfer. I think you'll probably be fine with Bruno, but if you're really tempted by De Bruyne, go for it. But could you bring in Vardiol either? Monkey Man says, how's the new computer? It's brilliant. I cannot hear the fan going. It's not missed a beat so far. Hopefully, it's all looking good. If you're enjoying the stream, I think probably at this point, it'd be great if you can't tell any difference. I think hopefully it's just on my end. But if you do want to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Big plans coming up again for next season, which I'm really excited about. JB says Salah to Foden or De Bruyne. This is a really tight call. Now, if we look at predicted points for all players over the final few game weeks of the season, you can do this yourself on Fantasy Football Hub with a 7-day free trial. If you haven't taken advantage of that yet, there's still time. It'll take you basically to the end of the season now, especially if you've got chips to play in the next weeks. And there you go. The top 3 players by predicted points over the final 3 game weeks of the season are Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne. There is 0.9 points in the predictions between Foden and De Bruyne, interestingly. Vardiol, the top defender as well, by the way. you kind of need to go with the one that you think is going to get most minutes. But also, the way I think about it is, say if you're chasing, like me, this is why I decided to go triple City attack last week rather than replacing Salah with a Gordon or a Fernandes. De Bruyne had lower ownership. Odin. De Bruyne's going to give you that edge. It is a 50-50. I can't say now who's going to get the most points out of those two, but if you've got an opportunity to chase or if you want to protect, that could have a bearing on which one you go with. Shall I put it to a poll? Which, oh, hang on. I've got some emoji keyboard up now. I do not want that. Which City midfielder? Can't spell midfielder either. Foden, KDB. Start the poll. There we go. Get your votes in, guys. I don't know if there's a tiny bit of a delay on the stream just because of the way I've set it up. There was something to do with a latency. I don't even know what that means. But hopefully the stream is better quality today. So it's still telling me about bit rates as well. Harry's in the chat, he'll know. I might need another little education on the best settings. I think the trouble is, if I make the stream too high quality, even though my connection's really good at this end, it might be that for you as viewers, if you've got differing connections, then it's not going to look as good. VJ said only 100 likes. I think we've just made it. Check my speeds at the moment. Should I make this a regular feature of the stream? Oh, the upload speed's slow, but I think that's just because I'm streaming. I have connection again now. We're buffering. Sorry. It's the speed test. What was I saying? Yeah, trying to get internet into my garage is a bit of a problem at the minute. I'm back. We're back, guys. Sorry about that. So I've ordered these powerline adapters. I don't know if anyone's used the powerline adapters before, but it's coming today. So we'll see if that helps. I need to get out of the house into the garage. I can shut myself in there. Not going to be disturbed by any kids. I know you guys enjoy the kid interaction sometimes. JB in the chat has just said powerline adapters. So there we go. So we'll see if that works. So it could be in a different place come next week, but you won't be able to tell because obviously the green screen was there. It's all kicking off in the chat now, having killed the stream, but it is back. It was just a little experiment, just to keep you on your toes. We're not at a crucial stage in the presses. I was just flexing my internet connection, but I killed it in one go. Note to self, don't do that again on the stream. JB says, I use them in my log cabin office. Powerline adapters work great. It's where I work, yeah. I think the problem is, it's just how good it is. Because I think this, like, we've supposedly got gigabit internet, but we're not going to get all of that through Powerline. And it's just how much is lost. Reedy says, people can adjust the quality there and if connection is slow. Set as you need, latency issue sounds your end. Who knows? Alan's expecting Harry to bring everyone a sausage sandwich. Would be good, actually, if we could provide 400 sausage sandwiches for everyone that joins. Send them virtually. Tin Attender said, what's your take on Salah? He's got to go. I mean, it will be a shame if this is the end of his FPL career. It'll be sad, but yeah, he's got to go at the moment. Gareth's looking to do Foden or De Bruyne for a -4. Foden's winning the poll 69% to 31%. Hardwire. Yeah, I need to talk my husband into that one. Involves holes in walls, which he's not keen on, but I can work on him. Ivo, 88 points, 50k rise to 170k, 3 big weeks in a row. Wow, what a rise. I had a great game week 34. Not so good game week 35, but we're still making progress from a few weeks ago. So we'll take that. Congratulations to Will Shaw, who was the first person to ask FPL Harry a question in the chat. Do you prefer De Bruyne and White or Vardiol and Havertz? For me, I think, I don't know, it's a close one. Probably just De Bruyne and White. But it depends if you're making transfers with that or not. Alan says, got 92 from a wildcard. Well done. Share out for the rest of the season, my only injury. So probably just going to go with Gabriel, as I don't want Burn and I don't want to wait for Trippier. Yeah, that's fine. I think Arsenal defenders are still fine. Khalid says buying single game weekers v double game weekers for the rest of the season. Again, it kind of depends a little bit on your chip strategy. I'm going to ignore Arsenal till 38. Rightly or wrongly. I think if you are desperate to get an Arsenal player back, you do it this week to get the 3 game weeks out of them. Let's have a look what's happening on the tweet deck. Pep's still chatting by the looks of things. Predicted City 11 for tomorrow. Ortega to start. But I think Edison owners keep him. Unless you've not got a bench option. Most will. Walker, Diaz, Stones, Vardiol, Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Grealish, Haaland. We're definitely not going to make the speed test a regular thing. Because it did kill the stream. I'm just checking that we've not missed anything on the tweet deck, but I am still going through your questions. Oh, FPL Sonaldo was on the FPL show today. That was cute. I was on Sky this morning. Harry's considering a goalkeeper transfer. Who's your backup, Harry? Yeah, we've not missed anything there. That is fine. Right, where was we? Put my team back up. Mohammed says best share replacements. Vardiol, if you can get there. I think Vardiol's cheaper than share, isn't he? Yeah, Vardiol. If you've already got 3 City, an Arsenal defender probably genuinely would go there. Or, you know, you're then looking at Burn. Just checking I've not missed any member questions. No, we're all right. Carlos, would you do Alvarez and 8 Nori out for Jackson and Vardiol for a -4 or wait? Yeah, do that. Dallo in for Van Dijk for a -4. I wouldn't take a hit for Dallo, no. If it was Vardiol, I'd maybe say yes. FPL Savage. I'd prefer an Arsenal defender, if I'm honest. Can't decide between De Bruyne and Foden. Been thinking about it all day. Shall we do a little comparison? When did De Bruyne come back into the fold? 21. Let's do a comparison of Foden and De Bruyne then from game week 21. Foden's underlying numbers aren't great. He's just been ridiculously clinical. This is basically going to show you that De Bruyne is just sensational for his creativity. Foden has been pinpoint with his goal scoring. I think it is a bit of a coin toss, if I'm honest. Can we do per 90? So Foden's slightly ahead on most of the shot matrix. There's not a million, it's not a million miles between them. I think if you're stuck on which one to go for, think about your desires for the outcome of the season, and that may help just to guide you in terms of which one to go with. Because a little bit of it's personal preference, a little bit is to do with ownership and, what you're trying to achieve. I can't make the decision for you. Mark says, what have I missed? Just a good update from Pep that Edison feels good and could return. Foden and Diaz back from illness. Haaland ready to start again. Finn says, is Guardiola out to start? No, I doubt it. Pep's got no need to mess around with his squad now. No, they've had a free midweek this week. They've got a free midweek next week. Femi says, Bradley to White or a double game week player? If you can't get Guardiola, then maybe White. Alan says Edison's been training for 3 days now. Yeah, that's true. Bench Bruno, says Gary. I think if you've got a benching dilemma and you're not sure who to bench, if you've got a really strong front 8, then yeah. But to be fair, I think he'll be fine. FPL Jelly says, Edison a hold and start then. Then I'll bench Bruno and play Gordon, Son and Jackson. Yeah, that sounds wise. Glyn says, could Diaz take minutes off Guardiola? There's potential. He's been playing really well, though. Wilson, buy Havertz, sell Son. It's an interesting move, that one. Okay, if we just look at midfielders, I think Havertz is that 13th place? 17.2 predicted points for the final 3 game weeks. It's only really Palmer, Son, De Bruyne and Foden who are predicted to significantly outscore that. If you've got a gut feeling that you want Havertz back, then get him. Atkins, sell Luis Diaz for Foden. Yeah, get it done. Ivo thinks Isaac is safe. Yeah, he's making a late surge for the Golden Boot. It is quite an interesting race, this. And obviously, Palmer's had, since the international break, has scored 9 goals, just taking him from not in contention to second. Watkins has just been consistent all season, but Isaac, since the international break, has scored 7 goals and is now only 2 behind Haaland. Solanke's still there. Where do you think the Golden Boot's going to go? Let me know in the comments. Robert says Saka or Havertz. Again, it's a really difficult one to make a call. And I'd say look at who your rivals have got. I think the fact that Saka's out of the fact that Havertz is out of position, I think does just about edge it for me. This is for the full season. I think if we do it from game week 21 onwards. See, there's not a lot. Havertz is just getting a few more easy opportunities in front of goal. But Saka's got the assist threat and penalties. So it really is a 50-50. Again, look at who your mini league rivals have got. If you're trying to hold ground, then Saka. If you're chasing, then Havertz. It's as simple as that. Right, shall we see if we've got any more presses coming? We was expecting potentially Bournemouth and Wolves around now. I don't think we've got anything now. One thing I do need to sort out for next season is music. Because I realised that I didn't have the backing music set up right when I reconfigured my broadcast software on this machine. And then I did the trial stream yesterday, and then YouTube didn't like it. Some sort of copyright issue. So I need to get some new backing music in for you guys. Just when I'm busy concentrating on looking on the tweet deck and getting distracted, that you know, it's not just deathly quiet. Nothing on the tweet deck, by the way. Peter's looking for a Dubravka replacement, Petrovic or Onana. I think I'd go Onana. I mean, this will probably say Petrovic, to be fair. But I don't think you need to do it this week. I think you can do it next week. If it's an issue. I mean, if Pope doesn't make the bench for Burnley away, then I don't think he starts in 37. Michael says, would you buy Vardiol or Burn for Virgil? Vardiol. Phil asked his share out for the season. Yep. Mohammed says, should I put Haaland in for Solanke or Muniz? Should I do -4 to get Dele for Virgil? I think you can. Let's have a look what Ben Dinnery's got on his site for this. If anyone's got any in the know knowledge, it says other. There's nothing on there. What about on the... Have I had the predicted lineup? So it's here, look. Undisclosed. Basically, we don't know. Alan says, who would you bench out of Elise and Wilson? I think probably Wilson. Phil says, I'm screwed, trailing my Lily by 8 points. 8 points is nothing. There's still 3 game weeks to go, one of them being a big double. Saffron went from Udogi to Share for a hit last week. Now I have to take another hit to get rid of Share. That's unfortunate. Michael says, I've got Gusto and Virgil. Who would you sell and for who? Vardiol or Burn? I think Virgil to Vardiol. Jermaine says, weird that Van Heck is not red flagged. Is he confirmed out? Brighton presses at 1:30, so I think we'll get info there. Russell says, Son to De Bruyne for free. Feels a bit sideways, if I'm honest. I think next week with 2 free transfers, if you still want to do it and you've got no other issues, then do it. But I think feels a little bit luxury this week. I feel like Son did all right in the reverse fixture. Yeah, he scored. Scott, best single game week players for 37. Thinking Everton and West Ham. Let's have a look at the predictions. Yeah, so Wolves v Crystal Palace, Everton v Sheffield United, Arsenal away at Man United. Kind of the names that are coming through. Probably more in the goalkeeper and forward spots. Watkins, home to Liverpool, still 5.7 points. Solanke. I'll probably play Solanke next week. Today I might not. Andrew said, anyone considering Richarlison and Son for double game week 37? I don't think so. Don't think they're going to be that popular. Richarlison doesn't make the top 20 as things stand. Yeah, VJ just said Son is fixture proof. I've got to agree. James says play Son or Jackson. I think you've got to play Son. He's on pens. 0.3 of predicted points in it. I think if I benched Jackson and he scored, I'd be less disappointed than if I benched Son and he scored. Salah or De Bruyne best differential until the end of the season? De Bruyne. Ivo's in the De Bruyne and Foden club. Love it. Akram wants the defenders, top predicted defenders over the last 3. Phil Wright says he's Gusto out for the season. Don't think so. Daniel says, despite Edison news, what are your thoughts on selling him for Onana? I have Petrovic. Really want triple City attack. Sell Son for De Bruyne would be -4, but chasing an undifferential. I think it's too sideways to take a hit to restructure your team to go triple City attack. Danish wants the best Chelsea replacement defender for Desai. We saw Badia Shield get minutes, didn't we? Honestly, I don't know if there is one. Maud says, any suggestions for informed striker for 37 other than Isaac Watkins, Wilson, Haaland? Yeah, there isn't a lot to choose from. I do like Solanke still. Well, let's have a look to see if anything's going on the tweet deck. It's all looking pretty quiet at the moment. Due to change in today's training schedule, the press conference live stream will begin later than planned. That's from Wolves. Are we bothered about the Wolves presser? We're going to lose any sleep over that one? Don't think so. Somehow. Kai FPL. Branthwaite, Reguilon, Kaminsky, Son, De Bruyne is out for Saturday, Sunday. What do you do then? I don't really understand your question, Kai. Branthwaite, Reguilon, Kai. I'm not sure what your question means. Hussein, Edison or Vardiol? Vardiol. Alareza, bring Vardiol, replace Burn and Isaac for Solanke, or Vardiol for Gusto, Fernandes for Salah. I have Gordon, Dubravka and Burn, so I need to let one go for Isaac. I don't think you need to get Isaac. Would be my advice. I think Dubravka's going to be least useful for the end of the season. Jacoby was needing 8 Nori news. We don't even know what time this presser is now. We're going in blind. Is it going to be one of these days where I literally have to bribe you to get me to stay longer? There's a few that want 8 Nori news, so I'm guessing we're going to have to. I'll be back later as well for the deadline stream. I don't know, did I put the link for that in the description? I'm planning to start at 5 o'clock. So I need to be... I need to stop before I start again. I did do the charity stream, didn't I? The other week, which is good fun. Well, it was a while ago now. Maybe I'll do another one at some point. This is not the week, though. Will says, would you be shocked to see Salah top scorer for the rest of the season? Even as a seller, I'd love to see it. To be fair, I'd like to see him. I mean, surely he's leaving Liverpool this season. It'd be nice for him to finish on a high, but I can't see it happening. Is Son keeping in mind the bad form? Is he worth keeping? I think if I've got him, I'd keep him. I wouldn't buy him. We're not going to get any new information on Bruno Fernandes. We don't even know what the issue is. Some in the chat say ankle. Felix says, is it worth to sell Son for De Bruyne? Already have Foden and Haaland. Chasing my win in the mini league. Opponent doesn't have either. Or do I go Dalot to Walker instead? No, I like that move. 3:30 a.m. deadline in Sydney. Wow. Unlucky. James looking to bench one of Son, Jackson or Gordon. Jackson. Mohamed, should I do a -4 for Vardiol or Dalot? Vardiol of those two. Vardiol or Walker? Vardiol. Mr. Paul says De Bruyne is more of a differential as his ownership is much lower. Got to agree with you there. 10-day, any point holding on to Salah at this point? No, there is no point. Gazman is stuck training in work. Rolling this week. Have a good one. Thank you. Podner says, what about Pope? Yeah, potentially makes the squad. I don't think we need to worry about Dubravka until Pope makes the squad. If he doesn't... I think Pope's going to play one game in 37. Phil Wright's asking for Gusto news. I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere because it's embargoed quotes from after the game yesterday, coming up at 1:30. Where did the Bournemouth presser go? Did I just see something on that? Semenyo looks to be set to be in the squad. I'm sure I've seen that already. Feel like I'm going a bit mad today. I don't think we've missed anything, though. I'm pretty sure we haven't anyway. Alvanaire's looking to replace a Newcastle defender. I think Guardiola or an Arsenal defender is where you need to go. Anton Villa says João Pedro for Solanke. I'd just keep Solanke, I think.
All right, it's game time.
A really good point. Like, he inverted, right? So it became
It's a Friday deadline. I expected more from you, VJ. Play Son or Jackson? I'd play Son. I wouldn't feel comfortable with benching him. Sundeep. Hold Salah or sell for De Bruyne? I'd sell for De Bruyne. Right, we've got an update from Bournemouth. Semenyo's knee has come back clear and he's set to be in the squad for tomorrow's game at Arsenal. Zabani, Billing and Fevre are all available again as well. Best goalkeeper pick for the final few game weeks? Potentially Petrovic now. Jamie's looking for a wildcard team. I'd always start with the AI predicted best wildcard team over on the hub. So we've got triple Chelsea, Petrovic, Palmer, Jackson. If you wanted to go, you know, like a Gallagher or Madueke, you could do triple City, Haaland, Foden, Vardiol. De Bruyne, another option in there. Isaac and Burn. I don't know whether I'd go Burn with all the defensive injuries. There's Gordon as well from Newcastle. If you're bench boosting, I probably wouldn't go with Dubravka if Pope's coming back. Porro and Royale are fine. No Arsenal attacker. I think he's okay. Does miss some key personnel, but I think that's a very good starting point. Mike's wanting to buy Isaac, but wondering whether to sell Solanke or Mateta. I think I'd sell Mateta. Mithun says, how about Foden for captaincy? Yeah, potentially. I'll put a captain poll live. So just tell me in the chat who you are considering for captain. Obviously, we've got Haaland and Palmer. But where else are people going? Maybe I'll put Arsenal mid and City mid. Who to captain? Haaland. Who was at home? Oh, there's Watkins as well. Trying to pretend I forgot about Watkins. Is anyone planning on putting it on a City player? That obviously isn't an Arsenal player. You're reminding people, VJ, I see. Do you feel like there is a bit of a delay on this stream? As I'm talking right now, it's 1:24 and 17 seconds. I don't think you guys are as far on as that. So maybe this whole latency thing is a thing. The thing that isn't a thing is now a thing. Anyway, let's not worry about it too much. 30 seconds, says Nick. Oh, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it then. I feel like I've lost my place in the chat. Fuckers, LFC. 500 likes for Holly to stay a bit longer. I can't... I definitely lost my place in the chat. And seems to be a lot of chat of Son putting on weight. Oh, I'm back. I'm back on it. Oh, it was on the captaincy, weren't we? That was it. Didn't Ten Hag say anything about Bruno? No, he gave us nothing to go off other than that he picked up an issue and he's going to try his best to be available. Simon, what did I miss? I broke the stream. That's what you've missed. And we're all buying KDB by the sounds of it. You've hit the like button. Well, that's the main thing. We're not quite at 200 yet, but we're getting there. We've got a flurry of 130 presses. Had good news from Pep. Hope you're well, Simon. Edogan says, Havertz or Saka? I'm chasing ranks. Havertz. Saka or Gordon? Potential. Got to be Saka. Arteta has a fully fit squad for tomorrow's game with Bournemouth. That's good news. I feel like we need to be back on the tweet deck now. Because is it early? Timber's available. Everyone's fit and ready. These 130 pressers going to come thick and fast. How many have we got? Well, we've not even heard from... We've heard from Bournemouth. So we've got Wolves, Arsenal, Brighton, Brentford, Chelsea, Embargo, Palace, Fulham and West Ham. So a busy 7 coming through. Duncan, good to see you. Has Gusto, Share, 8 Nori. Which 2 would you sell? Share and 8 Nori. KDB or Vardiol? They've got a triple up for me. Garnacho expected minutes? I don't know. I personally wouldn't go there. Marco says, is it true that Van Dijk is a doubt or out? Yeah, he's a doubt. He's not trained all week. Bonkers LSC, Richarlison or not to start? I don't know. I personally wouldn't go there. What do I think of Tomiyasu? I don't think he's going to get minutes. Share out for Livramento. Not keen on that one. He's probably in the predicted lineup, isn't he? So there's going to be a back line of Hall, Burncraft and Livramento. Akin, -4 to play Vardiol or just play Branthwaite? Just play Branthwaite. Will Shaw, hands up if you like, if you hit the like. Damir, Vardiol or White Saliba for Bradley? I'd go Vardiol. If you can't get De Bruyne and like a triple attack, then go then go with Vardiol. 8 Nori news. We don't even know when the Wolves press conference is. It doesn't help. Gordon's secret source of power is in the Newcastle Stadium. Gets weaker the further away he is. Is Walker fit? Yeah, I think City's got everyone fit. Tejas, should I bring in Walker or Vardiol? Vardiol. Son or Bruno to De Bruyne? It does feel sideways. Son's, I don't know. I wouldn't be hitting to take Fernandes out. I think he'll probably play. Injury details revealed. This is definitely clickbait. Suffering with an ankle issue for a while. Been playing through the pain. Don't know. He rarely misses a game though, Fernandes. If he does, it's through suspension. There's an Isaac captain coming in from Dread FPL. Good to see you. Are you well? Yeah. 6 goals and an assist. He missed game week 17 through suspension. Mahad, please talk about Foden. What do you want me to say? It says in the little ticker bar, back from illness. Had to put someone on the thumbnail. Stop Pickford or Petrovic. Petrovic. Vicario for Pickford. I wouldn't be just be making a goalkeeper transfer for the sake of it. Ken says, is Van Heck out for the rest of the season? Well, I think the press is coming up now, so we'll see. Nick says, happy with attack for the bench boost in 37, headache in the back. Same injury news as before, no Adam Lallana. Helpful. Eberechi, Eze and Mark Gay are expected to be in the squad for Palace against United on Monday. Both of them trained yesterday. The O&E update was yesterday, I think, Dread. Where was it? Not that one, that one. He joined the team today in training. He has good feelings. We have to wait for tomorrow to see how he goes. If he feels okay like he felt today, I think he can help. So just checking I've not missed anything. Seem to, what I think I need to do. Oh no, that went wrong. I need to resize this because I feel like I need another. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I feel like I need another column. We'll get there. Is that better? I know I'm kind of updating on the go here, aren't I? But although it does take up my only issue, and granted this is first world problems. My last My old Mac was a 27-inch. This one's only a 24-inch. And I've got... I don't have like an extra screen or anything. And I'm struggling for desktop space because I've got my streaming software out. I've got the live chat open twice, once for you, once for me. I've obviously got the YouTube browser up for the stream, with a few other tabs open. Then I've got all these tabs open that you can see with the website and the hub tools. And I've actually lost the live chat now. So there, look. We'll get there. Definitely pleased I went for the little practice round yesterday. JB's got 3 City and Chelsea. Need to remove Kelleher. Best pick Vicario. I prefer Onana, I think. So Shares told Swiss media that he's not that bad and he fully expects to play for Newcastle this season. No worries for the Euros. That might just be international encouragement ahead of the Euros, to be fair. So I don't... This Van Heck thing is really weird. Because nothing's been mentioned in the presser. So I don't really know what's going on there. This is the other bits and bobs that you have to put up with now, though. Like, Tosin Adebayo at Fulham wasn't in the squad last weekend, given speculation on his future. It just doesn't make it easy for FPL managers. So, yeah, there's no update on Van Heck for some reason. Adsky says, blimey, what was loud? What was loud? Am I loud? I don't know what's going on. De Bruyne or Foden? Asked Sam, what do you think? I think we've had this conversation before. I think you got to go with your gut. It depends if you're chasing, whether you need a differential or not. Alan feels like Jackson's going to bag 2 against West Ham. I hope so, because I've got him. Seth says, would Jackson for -4 or play Burn with Gabriel Saliba, Vardiol for 4 defenders? What's wrong with Wood? Can you not just stick with him? Again, I've lost my place in the chat. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm just catching up. Tejas says, is it worth getting Havertz this week? I think you've got to go with your gut. Any news on Luton v Everton tonight? No, but we'll be back for the deadline later. Koraka's saying his share a priority sell this week. Yeah, I still think so. Any news on Eze? Yeah, we've had the update that he's okay. Resham says start Gordon over Son. Gordon's away form isn't great. Yeah, no new news on Gusto. Oh, the Wolves presser is on. Yes. No bribing this week. FPL Raptors made a good point that we can't always trust Eddie Howe when he says shares out for the season. But then it could just be that he's trying to keep himself in contention for the national team. Celtish Celt, I have Foden and Haaland. Would you take De Bruyne or a City defender? I think if you can get De Bruyne in easily, do it. Andrew says Jackson to destroy the West Ham defence. Let's hope so. Lottie, is it safe to go without Man United for 37? Fixtures are poor considering Garnacho to De Bruyne. Yeah, fine. Isaac captain. Seems to be a lot of love for. That's fine. Ivo's considering KDB captain to have a 4-goal, 24-point deja vu moment that he got him back in 2022. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't have him. That's why I remember it. Was that at home, though? I thought that was at Molineux. It was at Molineux. They're at home this time. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Will Shaw says at 88k, I've got nothing to lose, so backing Palmer at home. 88k is something to lose in my book. But it's for me this season. Nick's wondering whether to hold or sell Johnson, who he bought for a punt. I think if you can sell him, if you can get someone decent in, then I'd sell him. Daniel says, what are your suggestions for Friday afternoons in 3 weeks' time? I'll have to be more attentive in team meetings. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my Friday afternoons into June. It's going to be weird. At 1 o'clock, I'll be like, oh, should be streaming now. Maybe I'll do some occasionally. I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a rest, to be fair. Coming in, trickling in, let's say, the team news. Andre, do my free hit. Should I go Saka or Salah? Saka. Kiyaka, take a hit to get in Petrovic and Isak. I wouldn't take a hit for a goalkeeper now. Bazudev, is it good to sell Saka and Havertz for double game week plays for 37? Let's see what this week brings first. I'm jealous that you've got them. Cheeky punt for Hall. I don't think it's worth it with the injuries. Nick has given us his team. Needs to move on Share, Nori, possibly Gusto. We'll have 8 Nori news soon. Thinking Trent or White this week. And then Porro and Burn for -4. Bradley's back, so I wouldn't go Trent. I'd go White. If you can't get Vardiol, then maybe. Pedro Neto available against City. Is it? Oh, I've done that one. Kiwi, Garnacho to De Bruyne and Udogie to an Arsenal defender. Bellegarde, Neto and Bueno are all back in full team training. Now we're getting closer to. Andre looking at potential free hit teams. This is the Hub's recommendation. Saka is in it. Triple City attack, Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne. Saka and Gabriel. Isaac's in. Tony's in. I wouldn't go Tony. I'd go Havertz. 3-5-2. De Bruyne, Palmer, can't argue with them. Defence is interesting. Petrovic in goal, which I think is fine. Robertson, Gabriel, Dunk. I'd go Gabriel. I mean, if you're not going Havertz, you could go Gabriel White. You could go double Arsenal defence. There's a really weird challenge on FPL Challenge this week. Gosh, not even navigated me to the right page. Shooting stars. Players receive 2 points per shot. It'd be funny if they deducted points for shots off target. Havertz or Saka on a free hit. I'd probably just get them both. Defarsha, Cole Palmer's history says Chelsea have played Burnley 3 times. One of them must be West Ham. No, it's just because Palmer was still a City player. So Chelsea's first games of the season were Liverpool, West Ham, Luton Forest, Bournemouth. But game week 1 to 3, Palmer was still a City player. He didn't move to Chelsea until game week 4 for the Forest game. Chris Allen, who to swap for De Bruyne out of Gordon, Havertz, Son? Already got Haaland and Foden. Or would you keep them all and get a City defender? Son out or Vardiol? No updates on Gusto. Ethan, remove Edison for Ortega. Edison could be back, just keep him. Podner says, next Mac you buy, get the one with more than the minimum RAM. I have done. I paid an extra 200 quid. Can't remember what I got now. Was it the... I think it was 16 gig of RAM that I got. The Black Grealish says, my fave FPL mama, thank you. Dan Hilton, have there been any Everton and Calvert-Lewin news? Think he was flagged. It was yesterday. Tom says, why not use old MyMac as a second monitor? Is that not just an expensive second monitor? How would I even do that? It takes up a lot of space. Just to be a second monitor. Can I do that? How would I do it? Tech is not my strong point. Simon said my Mac costs 3k, Holly, worth every penny. Yeah, I am a bit, I should be buying shares in Apple. Simon. Oh, anyway, you can full spec a new one. I mean, it's come. It's not full spec. It's probably mid range. But yeah, certainly a business expense. Everything goes through my business expenses. Virgin TV, broadband. Got to have a football to be a football influencer. Simon asks, are Dubravka's minutes at risk anytime soon? Yeah, potentially 37. Civilian, I missed the Virgil news. Is he not fit? No, he was He hasn't been in training all week. I'll do Fantasy Challenge on the deadline stream. Steve's going Havertz triple captain as a differential. If you're chasing, go with it. There is no Van Heck news, I'm afraid, for Dominic, who is waiting for it. I've not seen anything on 8 Nori either. The rumours were that Van Heck's out for the rest of the season, but De Zerbi hasn't said anything. How are we doing then? We've heard from Bournemouth. We heard from Wolves, but again, I've not seen anything on 8 Nori. Is no news good news? Who knows? We've heard from Arsenal, Brighton. Not seen anything from Brentford. Are we keen for Brentford news? Chelsea we've had, Palace we've had, Fulham we've had. Now I saw that West Ham had tweeted that David Moyes was speaking to the press, but then I haven't seen anything that's been said. There doesn't seem to be anything of importance there. So we wanted a bit more info for Brighton and Wolves, didn't we? See if there's anything on the website. Let's check Brighton. No. Let's check Wolves. No. Forest was yesterday. Right, let's have a look at everything we've got so far then, because it does feel like there's a lot this week. There's a lot going on. So Pedro Neto back in training for Wolves. Harrison Reed is a game day decision for Fulham. Fabian Schär has told Swiss press that he could be back before the end of the season. Eze and Gay are meant to be fit for Monday. The only update we've got from Brighton is that Lallana's injured. That's the only new piece of information. So no update on Van Heck, which I think reading between the lines mean that Van Heck isn't available. Arteta's got a full squad. Semenyo is back for Bournemouth, as is Zabani. Haaland is fit to start against Wolves. Edison, Foden are good. All the players are available for tomorrow. Almiron, Joe Linton and Pope are closing in on a return for Newcastle. Adebayo could make the 11 for Luton. Awani could play some role for Forest. Bowley and Murillo should be back. McAtee is back. Trippier could be back in training next week. Kraft will play alongside Byrne in the Newcastle defence. Eddie Howe didn't shut the door on Schär and said I doubt we'll see him again before the end of the season. Klopp says his fallout with Salah is resolved. Jota is out. Bradley is in contention. Van Dijk is a late call, not trained. Johnny Evans was back in training for United, as was Martial. Scott McTominay's got until Monday to recover. Rashford is unavailable. Still a load of injuries at United. And Fernandes is also a doubt, but he will do his best to be available. Kalesho, the only one recovering for Burnley. No change at Luton. So that is a summary of everything that we've got. Yeah, we've not had anything specific on Ray and Eight Nori. The rest will have a bit to do, so I don't know if that involves Eight Nori. There's predictors and mine are not expected to be okay, so maybe he is okay. Nothing's been said. Can only go off what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is not a lot. Oh dear. Right, that is the end of the press conference stream. Huge thank you to everyone that has joined me for this one. I am, of course, going to be back in 3 hours' time for the deadline stream. I think the link should be pinned in the chat. I'll put it in again if for some reason you can't see it. So make sure you're subscribed, like this one, and then make sure you come back for that one as well. Really appreciate all the support once again. Big thank you to the members that have been in and to the mods. I'll see you again in a few hours.